I've been using the iPhone Pro series for years, and it has traveled with me around the world. In fact, many of the videos you can find on my channel were filmed with an iPhone. Recently, Apple released the latest iPhone generation with the 16 Pro. We're taking a look at its photo and video features and letting you know whether this smartphone is the perfect companion for travel and beyond. Just so you know, we have no connection to Apple and bought the 16 Pro with our own money. Our opinion is entirely subjective, and of course, there are also great smartphones from other manufacturers available. Smartphones have already replaced classic compact cameras in the market, and it's clear why they're so successful, especially in photo and video. You get a robust all-in-one package that fits in your pocket. The iPhone 16 Pro is no exception here. What convinces me about the device is the high-quality build and the seamless combination of hardware and software, as Apple tailors its iOS operating system specifically for its iPhones. Android has improved in this area as well, but in my opinion, Apple still has the edge. Apple calls the iPhone 16 Pro's camera the Fusion camera. The sensor offers 48 megapixels. The standard lens has a 24mm focal length with an aperture of 1.78, which is good in low light. The ultra-wide camera has a 13mm focal length, an aperture of 2.2, and also offers 48 megapixels, though with a smaller sensor than the 24mm camera, which is noticeable in the image quality. There's also a 120mm telephoto lens with 12 megapixels and an aperture of 2.8. Apple also markets another telephoto lens even though it's not a separate lens. Thanks to a trick, only the inner 12 pixels of the sensor are used to achieve a 2x zoom. The quality is fine, especially in good lighting. But the best photos and videos are still taken with the 24mm main camera, as it uses the full 48 megapixel sensor. Important, always stick to fixed focal lengths and avoid digital zoom as much as possible, as it reduces image quality. By the way, the selfie camera is still the worst option in terms of image quality but still takes decent photos with its 12 megapixels and 1.9 aperture. The 16 Pro is the first iPhone with a dedicated camera control button. It takes some time getting used to, but personally, I find the button very helpful. It makes the device feel more like a camera, and once you get the hang of it, you can quickly switch between focal lengths or adjust the exposure and many other features. Thankfully, you can customize the button a little bit to better suit your needs. We've already introduced the camera, so what other features does the 16 Pro offer in photography? It supports various file formats, including the new JPEG Max, which is a great balance between quality and file size. If you want to get the most out of your images, you can choose ProRAW Max, though this leads to significantly larger file sizes. To assist with composition, you can overlay a grid and level in the camera app. Alongside the classic photo mode, there's the familiar panorama mode that stitches multiple photos together, a portrait mode that uses advanced software to create artificial depth of field, which can even be adjusted afterward. There's also a new mode for taking spatial photos for the Apple Vision Pro. Also included is a macro mode, which lets you get as close as 2 centimeters to objects. Overall, with the camera control button, Apple brings back more control over your photos. Not only can you quickly adjust exposure and focal length, but also settings like hue and photographic styles are easily accessible. The iPhone 16 Pro captures really good videos. As with photos, you'll get the best quality using the 24mm standard focal length. The image stabilization is practical and minimizes shake very well. Also included is a time-lapse function and an action mode. In action mode, an extremely strong stabilization kicks in, allowing you to create shake-free videos even while moving. There's also a cinematic mode, which works in 4K resolution. Similar to portrait mode, it creates artificial depth of field and tries to make movement appear more cinematic through stabilization. It doesn't always work perfectly, but often surprisingly well. The iPhone 16 Pro is also equipped with high-quality microphones that, thanks to spatial audio, can capture decent sound, making it easier to understand speech without an external microphone. In the Photos app, the new audio mix feature allows you to choose from various presets to further improve sound quality. Sometimes this worked great, but in some cases, it even made the audio quality worse in our videos. The device can also record 10-bit video in Apple Log color space and the ProRes video format. If you use this, you'll need knowledge of color correction, as post-processing of these files is essential. Another downside is the extremely large file size, and you can only record higher frame rates in 4K to an external SSD via the USB-C port. A workaround for this is the free Blackmagic Camera app, which lets you record ProRes internally on the iPhone. However, this will push the 16 Pro's hardware and storage capacity to its limits. Still, the HEVC and H.264 format offers very good image quality at smaller file sizes and should be your go-to unless you're creating professional videos. It's also great that the iPhone 16 Pro supports up to 120 frames per second in 4K quality, allowing for impressive slow-motion effects. A resolution of 48 megapixels is by no means a guarantee for detailed pictures. The lenses and the sensor are key, which is also why larger professional cameras have an advantage here. However, how Apple manages to pack such impressive image quality into this small box, thanks in part to the software working behind the scenes, is truly fascinating. Can a Google Pixel do the same? Certainly! But why do I particularly appreciate the iPhone 16 Pro when traveling? It's the robust, waterproof design, the stable operating system, and features like excellent image stabilization. It allows you to capture great photos and videos on the go. In the end, the all-important question still remains: do you like Apple products or not? And are you willing to spend over 1,000 euros on a smartphone?